Good morning, and how do you do? I'm fine, and I hope that you are too. Gather round, everybody. Today we're going to talk about daycare workers and what makes us so unique and why we're a culture in itself. First off, many people in the daycare profession do not like the word daycare. They prefer to be called childcare workers or preschool teachers. Now, daycare or childcare does begin with birth, but it should not be mistaken for babysitting. For those of us who work at a childcare center, there's a lot of training we must go through. MyFlorida.com has a list of all of our required training. Now, to even keep our job, we must go through 20 hours of rules and regulations courses, 10 hours of job-specific training, and 10 hours of behavior observation. To babysit, all you have to do is show up. We are also CPR and first aid trained and have to go to 10 hours of in-service each year. So it's not babysitting, we are professionals. Unfortunately for most of our parents, they're coming to the center because the parents have to work and the learning is just the frosting on the cake. So if we have to go to all that training and still be thought of as babysitters, why do we do it? Well, pretty much because we love the children. And I'm not just saying that someone's going to wake up one morning and go, hey, I like kids. I think I'll go work at a child care center. That would be about the same as saying, I love to talk. I think I'm going to take a speech class. We have to love and understand what makes children tick, how they think, and what kinds of reactions we may get throughout the day. Remember, we don't always know what kind of home life the children have. But we do know that when they come to school, the rules never change. And we are their stability. We are the constant in their lives. It provides a safe and secure environment for each and every child, no matter what happened last night or on the way to school. With that, we must be trained and professional and be able to keep our cool, especially here in Florida, where the Florida state ratios are we can have 15 3-year-olds or a whopping 20 4-year-olds per teacher in the classroom, when the U.S. Department of Labor and Statistics says that experts believe that there should be a ratio of 6 to 7 preschool-age children per adult. So with that many children, you may sometimes feel like you're being fed to the sharks. AllSands.com gives a list of aptitude skills that will help with the shark feeding frenzy. Patience. Easy enough, right? Well, this is where the love and understanding come in to make our jobs possible. If we can understand why a child is upset or acting out, it helps us as adults to keep things in perspective and keep a bit of our composure. The ability to help children learn to get along with each other. It's a major thing. If adults could learn to get along with each other, the world would be a better place. And as parents, we're usually too quick to jump in and save our child from what's bothering them. As caregivers and teachers, we help the children figure out how to solve the playground problems themselves. We give them the words to say and have them think about the other's feelings. Tell them, I don't like it when you do that, and come up with a solution to make things better. As the caregivers, even though we love these children, we can take the step back and let them learn life's lessons without getting too involved. I have a book called Life's Little Treasure Book on Parenting by H. Jackson Brown Jr. There's a quote in there that says, when no great harm will result, let your children do it themselves. Do it their way, even if you know they are wrong. We learn more from our mistakes than from our successes. The more we step back and let the children process the world around them, the more successful they will be when they have to enter the real world. Now, I know that being a child care provider is a serious job, and we all like to let people know that it's not all fun and games. But let's face it, that's probably the best part of the job, the fun and games. The final aptitude skill that I want to talk about is creativity. Children are busy. They don't like to sit still for long. Therefore, we as the teachers need to always be thinking ourselves. The children learn through play. We need to think of ways to trick them into learning. Last week we had a treasure hunt, And so at the end of the treasure hunt, when we found the treasure and divvied up the loot, we had them learn to count and sort. They had a handful of treasure, and we asked them, do you have more jewels or more coins? And they sorted them into piles of jewels versus coins. And we asked them how many more. That way they were counting and sorting without even realizing that they were learning. Next week, we're going to be learning about dinosaurs. So when I'm walking around, I'm going to think about what can I do to teach about dinosaurs? What kinds of art supplies do I need? And it always, when I get into the planning phase, makes me think of Apollo 13 and that scene where they're having the problem and they have to get the circle to fit into the square, and they throw all the stuff on the table and say, here's what you have, here's what you need to do, make it work. Now, in a room full of preschool teachers, you would probably come up with many different ways to do it, and we would most likely add handprints to make it pretty. The one thing that makes child care providers stand out is the fact that we sing. Not that we can sing, or that we sing very well at all. We just sing. We sing for everything, to gather the group, to clean up, to get ready for lunch, to learn about the weather, or just for fun. Singing gets attention. Kids love music and moving, and it makes it easy to remember what we are doing. When we wanted to teach the children not to dump all of the glue out when they were learning how to use regular glue bottles as opposed to glue sticks, we taught them this song. A little dot of glue, a little dot of glue, a little dot of glue will do. It sets the mood. It taught them that we don't need to dump all the glue out, just a little dot. So as we were putting our dots of glue on there, we were singing and we were learning. It lets us get up and move, and it lets us blow up some steam. Learning is hard work, but we also like to have fun. So even though my kids think I get to play all day, and they may be right, but through my playing, I have to be professional, trained, patient, and creative. If not, a little off. Like we say at work, it takes a special person to be a child care provider.